Hi, I'm Stephanie from museums.love. Today I want to show you an ancient object that you can explore from your very own home. It's an ancient relief in Berlin's Neues Museum, and it was used in the rituals of an ancient mystery cult, which is still not very well understood today. My digital wizard, Modicolitor, made a 3D model of the relief that you can find on Sketchfab. You can zoom in, turn it around, and you can click on 5 different points in the relief to find out more about them. Originally, you could also hear my audio guide as you clicked around on the 3D model, but last year Sketchfab stopped supporting audio, so let me tell you about this amazing object right here, right now in this video. This relief in Berlin's Neues Museum shows the divine figure Mithras sacrificing a bull. Mithras is surrounded by figures that help us reconstruct the cult around Mithras, called Mithraism, which was hugely popular in Rome in the first 2 centuries CE. But there's still a lot about this ancient religion that we don't understand. It's a mystery cult, which means it's a religion based on mysterious rituals that were kept secret by the members. You can imagine how difficult it is to reconstruct anything about the ancient world from 2,000 years ago, but try to imagine when those things were kept deliberately secret by the ancients who practiced them. And yet, Mithraism was a surprisingly well-known secret back then. Tons of people practiced Mithraism. We know that because there are over 700 reliefs like this one throughout the Roman Empire. That's a bonkers huge number. And the reliefs come from all over the Roman Empire, indicating that people worshipped Mithras from Morocco to Scotland, from Romania to Israel. The scene on this relief was apparently the icon for Mithraic worship, since it appears in every known Mithraeum, the rooms where rituals in honor of Mithras took place. Mithraea are remarkably similar no matter where they are. They're usually small, some are for just 10 worshippers at a time. Many of them are underground or in caves. In general, they consist of a long hall with flat benches on either side. The hall ends in a niche containing a relief like this one and sometimes other statues. The reliefs reveal a little bit about Mithraism's basic mythology. Let's see what we got here. Mithras wears pants and a peaked cap, both of which the Romans associated with the so-called East, the area we call today the Middle East. Mithras' cape flies behind him as he seizes the bull by the nose and stabs it in the neck. His knee presses into its side, subduing it. The bull's legs crumple. Below, an excited dog leaps to bite the bull's chest, while a reclining female figure looks coolly away. She's the earth personified, holding harvested fruits. Behind her stretches a snake, above her a scorpion. The whole scene is framed with a gnarled arch signifying a cave. Remember that the underground Mithraea themselves imitated caves. At the top left corner of the relief, the sun god's soul looks out from under a crown of sun rays. A bird next to him peers down at Mithras. At the other corner is the moon goddess, Selene or Luna. So the main action here is a bull sacrifice. Bull sacrifices were practiced regularly in Rome. They were gifts to the gods, and so they were sacrificed usually by human worshippers, not by the gods themselves. But here it is the god himself, Mithras, who's sacrificing the bull. And that's the same on all 700 reliefs. Why is that? And what do all those other figures mean? Part of the answer can be found in other reliefs where the bull's tail becomes ears of grain. Grain was the staple of the Roman diet, the basis of survival. Mithras' act of killing produces the basis of life. Because the bull has to die to make new life, the other animals help Mithras attack it. The dog and snake attack the bull's flesh and blood, the scorpion his seed. Mithras promises new life in other ways too. His name and his dress associate him with the Iranian god Mitra. And get this, Mitra in Persian means contract. Yes, contract, like your employment contract, like your contract for travel insurance you'll never use. Why? Mitra is a god of light, and sunlight especially, as well as righteousness. And just like in the Greek pantheon with Apollo, there's a logical connection there too. Where there's sunlight, you can see, and where you can see, you can assess and judge and hopefully do the right thing. Mithras' connection to solar righteousness is shown in ancient wall painting, where his cape is painted a bright blue with tiny stars to signify the sky. But here's the final twist. The death of the bull in this sacrifice ensures a new life not for all humankind, but only for the followers of Mithras. That's the promise of this mystery cult. It's a similar promise to that made by Christianity, which was contemporaneous with Mithraism in the 2nd century AD, gaining new followers. Christianity also had a radiant god associated with the sun and promising new life. The blood sacrifice in Christianity has become largely symbolic with the Eucharist, but for Mithraic practice, it was never symbolic. It was real blood sacrifice. So just like the followers of Christianity, the followers of Mithras wanted to rise again and have eternal life like the sun that they saw rising in the sky every day. More museums than ever are making 3D models of their objects as the technology gets cheaper and easier. And yet, often these models are used only for research and not used in the museum galleries. I'd like to see more of them used in museum galleries, even next to the actual object that they represent, as a good way to visually guide you through the object, especially when some parts have gone missing, like the coloration, or some pieces of the sculpture have broken off. 3D models would be a really good way to direct the viewer to certain parts of the object to get certain pieces of information about it. You can find out more about Mithras and about this 3D model on museums.love. I'll see you there.